Build Your Business listeners. This is Matt Reynolds, your host for the podcast, and you are listening to what we are calling the legacy episodes. And really, these are the pre-episodes that really led to this podcast, the Build Your Business podcast. This is really my life's work and my brother's life's work in building your business. And so they were originally published in the Barbell Logic podcast as part of the Principles or Coaching Success series, but really touch on similar topics to the Build Your Business podcast: how to improve your productivity, how to set and accomplish your goals, deprioritize urgent tasks, to focus on what is most important to you, and most importantly, to become a better person and leader and business owner overall. I'm proud to bring you these podcasts. Again, many years of life's work, several years of podcasts, and several decades of business ownership. Hope you enjoy them and learn from them. You're listening to Barbell Logic,
the podcast where we talk about what it means to experience strength
and how you can use simple, hard, and effective strategies in training and nutrition to improve your life.
It starts with meeting you where you are right now and finding lasting solutions.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Barbell Logic podcast. I'm your host, Matt Reynolds. This is the first episode of the Coaching Success series that we'll be doing, mostly that I'll be doing here in the future. Super excited to talk today about being a person of action. The Coaching Success series on the Barbell Logic podcast is brought to you by TurnKey Coach. It's turnkey.coach. That's our software/platform for online coaching that we've been using for the past 3 years. We now license that out to other online coaches. You'll hear more about that later on in the episode. And so I want to jump right in to a big problem I see in the business industry, which is this: too many people want to be entrepreneurs, will say they're entrepreneurs, will have their idea guys, they're dreamers, they're whatever. They think, they read, they listen to podcasts, they listen to audiobooks, they do all those things, but they don't actually do anything. In order to be successful in business, we must be people of action. We actually have to do the work. So yes, I love to read. I love to listen to podcasts. I love, when I'm riding my bike or when I'm training, when I'm grocery shopping, when I'm mowing down at the cabin, I'm listening to those things. I'm reading books, but at some point you've got to sit down and do the actual work that nobody else wants to do. And so today is the day to get started and be a person of action. And so one of the things I want you to think about is winners in business decide they're all in and they swing for the fences every single time. And just like in baseball, the best baseball players have batting averages of like 300. 333, 325, like 1 out of 3 times you actually connect with the ball. And 2 out of 3 times you often don't. And so one of the things I think has made Barbell Logic so successful is that we swing for the fences every single time. We went for the military contract and got turned down, I think 4 or 5 times in a row before we finally landed the military contract. But it was never a project that felt too big to swing for the fences. We were going to do it. Now, for a lot of you, that swing for the fences might literally be just starting coaching, right? To just do the thing. But you have to stop procrastinating and actually do the thing. One of my favorite, it's from years ago, it's probably 20 years ago, there was a combo interview with Bill Gates and Warren Buffett where they asked both of them, what is the single number one thing that makes a person successful? And they both said, the ability to focus and get stuff done. The ability to focus and get stuff done. So my big question for you today is, what is that thing that you need to do? Do you need to order gym equipment so that you can actually start coaching and build the home gym? Do you need to do it? Do it. Order it today. Do you already have a good gym, but you're not actually coaching? Like, you have permission to start coaching today. Coach friends and family. Yes, you may have to do it for free. If you're a brand new coach, you may have to do that. So that's why you start with friends and family. It's always better if your clients have some skin in the game because they tend to show up more often, have more accountability, and there's better compliance and consistency and all those things. But if you're brand new, start coaching your spouse, start coaching your kids, start coaching your neighbor, start coaching the guys you go to church with, like whatever that is. Find that first person or two and start coaching today. Like, actually send out the texts and the emails and make the phone calls and try to find some people to coach if that's what you need to do. Do you need to train today? Are you putting off your own training. If you're a coach, you have to look the part. You guys, listen, I've struggled with this for years. I've been strong for 25 years, but I was also one of those guys, I was kind of the fat guy. I was like strong and fat. And so I've lost about 55 pounds. My waist has gone from about 48 inches to under 39 inches to 38. I still got a ways to go. I'm not super happy yet with where it's at, but I'm down about 55 pounds. And it's amazing the impact that my business calls have now when I'm on Zoom, or I go out to one of the Air Force bases, and not only can I keep up with these 26-year-old EOD, like special forces type guys, but like I can outlift them. I can condition right alongside them. That stuff matters. And it's because at some point I had to decide, was being a CEO of a company more important than my own personal health? And the answer was no. And so I had to take charge of my own personal health. So that was the thing that I needed to do. Right now, I'm in a crazy cycle of 14-hour days, 16-hour days, every single day. And I almost have to live literally almost a monastic lifestyle of clean eating, training, good sleep, reading, good time with family, spiritual disciplines. Like, I don't have time to watch TV. Those are the things that, like, if it's not urgent and important, I'm not doing it, right? And so for many of you, you have to get rid of that non-urgent, non-important. Of course, we'll talk about some of that matrix here in a future episode, but you have to ask, what is the thing you need to do today? For some of you who are coaching and you're not doing it very efficiently, you're still coaching via templates or Excel spreadsheets or other third-party programming softwares, is the thing you need to do to sign up for TurnKey Coach today so you have excellent programming and coaching software for your clients. I'd say, yes, you do. That's something that you need to do. And so let me just tell you a little bit about it. This episode of Coach and Success is brought to you by TurnKey Coach. And since 2016, we've been refining a proven business model at Barbell Logic that delivers meaningful results to clients through asynchronous coaching, which gives flexibility, at a fraction of the time investment that it takes to provide in-person coaching. After using third-party apps for our programming and managing our coach and client relationships for several years, there were a lot of features that we needed in order to create a better experience for our clients, as well as a faster, more profitable workflow for our coaches than what that application or what any application on the market was able to provide or were able to provide for us. So we made our own platform called TurnKey Coach several years ago. We've been using it for our clients for more than 2 years now. Our executive team, our leadership team have been using it for more than 3 years now. And as my responsibilities as CEO at Barbell Logic grew, I had reduced my personal online coaching clients down to just 10 or 11 before switching over to TurnKey Coach when I was still with the other third-party software. But after switching to TurnKey Coach, I instantly noticed, and gosh, we've come so far even since then from several years ago, I instantly noticed the tremendous amount of time it saved, allowing me to increase my own client load up to around 35 clients. That's what I coach today, and working only about 40 minutes per day on online coaching. And better yet, the TurnKey Coach software and platform allowed me to provide even better service to my clients with its built-in screen recording feature so that I could give technique feedback on every single lift, all within 24 hours of my clients' workouts. So while it tripled my efficiency, it also vastly improved relationship building and trust with my clients. A win-win for everyone, right? They pay less for online coaching. You make more. It's win-win. And as new features get added, my workflow becomes even more efficient and the amount of time saved continues to grow. And as you know, time is money. It allows me to focus and do the things that are important. TurnKey Coach isn't just a tool for programming, right? It's not just programming software. It's a game-changing platform for coaches. It's a TurnKey Coach product. We've designed it to help you work more efficiently, free up your time, and put more money in your pocket while continually adding more value and better service to your clients. So whether you're already doing some form of online coaching now, or you're a personal trainer or gym owner that's been thinking about how to create more time in your schedule and break free from the gym, you feel like a slave to a location or a schedule and you can't get away and you can't go on vacation, TurnKey Coach is your ticket to freedom. To learn more about TurnKey Coach and be invited as an early user of TurnKey Coach as it becomes publicly available, visit turnkey.coach. That's turnkey.coach to schedule a demo call. All right, let's go back to being people of action. The other place that I've seen that people don't want to work is in systems. And so we have an upcoming episode of the Coach and Success series about systems specifically, but I want to tell you a quick story. So number one, with systems, I'm talking about standard operating procedures, like how do things actually get done? Without those, we can't have growth. We can't grow, we can't scale, we can't get more complex. We can't do those things without adding an enormous amount of work to our own schedule. So we spend out all of our time working in the business rather than working on the business. So you do systems now so you can save yourself in the future. You do that so you can make progress every single day. And so my story here is when I owned Strong Gym, I can remember I was coaching and I was making decent money per hour at Strong Gym, but I was still cleaning the gym. I was still the janitor as well, right? You're the owner, you're the janitor, you're the manager, you're the front desk staff, you're answering the phones, you're giving the tours, you're doing all this stuff. And I started to realize like I could write a system. And it's, by the way, this is because of the book, The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber, Why Most Small Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It. I'll put a link in the show notes. That was a book that changed my life. It's one of the books that I gift the most to new business owners, The E-Myth Revisited. You can get it on Amazon. Again, we'll put a link in the show notes. I realized at Strong that if I just wrote a system for cleaning the gym, like a literal checklist, like a step-by-step checklist for cleaning the gym, at the time, this was years ago, that was like an $8 an hour job, $10 an hour job. Well, if I'm charging $50 an hour or $60 an hour to coach, I'm losing money if I'm spending an hour cleaning the gym when I could be coaching. I could have hired a college kid to do that, and we did. And so then I was able to take that system, I sit down and write that system. I had to actually do it. And honestly, it only took about as long as it would take to clean the gym one time. I was able to write the system and then hand it off to the college kid and then say, this is your system. You own this now. You are going to see places that there are inefficiencies built into the system and you have the opportunity to change those, right? And so I just sit down and write those systems. And then we did the same thing with front desk staff and how to give a tour and how to sell a membership. And if you bounced a credit card or client bounced a credit card, what we did, what the process was. Did it bounce because there wasn't money in the account? Did it bounce because there was a security feature? Did it bounce because it was expired? There were systems for all of those things in place. Most of you need to sit down if you've already started a business. And by the way, I think our next episode is going to be how to actually start a business. But if you've already started a business, most of you need to sit down and just write systems because you don't want to do it. The other story that I have, personal stories, when I started doing online coaching and I saw the same issue. So I was online coaching and I had been on the Art of Manliness podcast and had a tremendous amount of growth in personal online coaching clients. But I realized I couldn't scale it all by myself. At some point, I had to have other people come in and help. And so I sat down literally for about 16 hours a day for somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks and just wrote systems to scale the online coaching business into what is now Barbell Logic online coaching. And of course, now we have thousands of systems and we have, 100 employees or staff members that help own those systems and have taken those early systems and adopted them and changed them and updated them and made new. But it had to start somewhere. And so I had to figure out where we were going to start. And I had to sit down and do that. And most people don't want to do it because they want to do the thing they're good at, which was coach. I wanted to coach too, but I realized I couldn't scale the business without sitting down and writing the systems. So for many of you, the next step of being a person of action, for swinging for the fences, for focusing and getting stuff done is to sit down and write the system. What system do you need to write? How about how to walk a new client through their very first workout? Like the teaching somebody how to squat and deadlift and press and bench press. Like, what does that walkthrough look like? Can you get it done in an hour and a half, or how much time you allocate to do that? What does the process look like? What does the close look like at the end to try to get them to sign up for actual coaching? Like those sorts of things are the systems that need to be written. So that's super important. So we must be people of action. The conclusion is winners in business are people of action. Swing for the fences every single time and focus and get stuff done. Books are great. Podcasts are great, but sit down and do the work today. Do something today that moves you forward in your business and be a person of action. Again, this has been an episode of the Coaching Success Series and the Barbell Logic podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back next week and we'll talk about how to actually start a business. We'll see you next week.